This episode of the Rendezvous with Ruth podcast is brought to you by Ruth Dorsainville, Lifestyle CEO Coaching. If you are looking to create a business that provides you the financial freedom to live and work from anywhere in this world, the Lifestyle CEO Coaching Program provides you the opportunity to create an online business that allows you to focus on the things that matter the most. Time to connect with your loved ones. Time to travel and experience new cultures. Time to learn new skills. Time to grow your business. Coaching is the most valuable tool you can use. It is an investment in yourself, providing you with the highest return: happiness. The Lifestyle CEO Coaching Program will help you clarify and focus to start your own online business, help you leverage your time, help you hire the best team to get your business automated, and accountability to help you achieve anything you have ever dreamed. To help you get started, Ruth Dorsainville is offering you a free strategy session valued at $300. To get started, visit www.ruthdorsainville.com/thelifestyleceo.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. Today we have Loral Langemeir. Loral Langemeir is actually one of my mentors. I've actually met her, I believe it was 4 years ago, at a Bob Proctor event in New York City. Wow. They were celebrating Bob Proctor 50 years in the industry. And Loral is a 5-time New York Times bestselling author. She's also appeared in the movie The Secret. And what I love about Loral is that she's one of the very few women that's in the arena of talking about money, right? And especially for women nowadays, it's very hard. You don't find many people that love to have this conversation about money. So Loral has been doing this for many, many, many years. So it is my pleasure to welcome you to the show. Welcome, Loral.
Thanks, Ruth. It's great to be here.
Well, I have a lot of questions from the audience that I would like to ask you. But first, we wanted to get more information about you. Who is Loral? Where did you grow up? Did you grow up with, always having money conversation on the table? Or were you born with a silver spoon or more of a plastic spoon? Which one do you fall under?
I would say the plastic or wooden spoon. So I grew up in a farm in Nebraska. So I had lots of siblings, typical, farm work ethic. So hence created this psychology that you have to work hard for money. So as I said in The Secret, you have to really work on shifting, first acknowledging what it is, what's causing your block or, your attitude around money, and then really work towards something else. So money comes easily and frequently has been my saying for decades. And at 17, I put myself through college. I got a finance degree, and then I got a master's in exercise physiology. Put those two degrees together, and I worked on offshore oil rigs. I actually designed fitness centers. I was part of that whole corporate wellness movement in the early 90s, a long time ago. And then 1996 was my big pivotal year where I went to work with Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechter on the Rich Dad Poor Dad brand. And I was the master distributor of the game. And I think the lesson for a lot of your folks that are listening, that are starting to move towards their own entrepreneurial space, is how do you, if you don't have something to sell somebody else's stuff until you have something to sell. And I say from then on, like 2000 on, the rest is history. I've been a single mom, 1999, had my son Logan, knew I'd be a mom. His dad didn't want to be a dad at that time. So went into parenting as a single mom. So I've if I could pick every challenge in life just to say that I've been through it, I think I picked them. So, but it's been great. So 1999, that year when I was pregnant with my son, became a millionaire when I really got serious about it in 6 months. And then 2005 and 6 was contracted to write the Millionaire Maker series. So I've been known as the Millionaire Maker ever since. And fun. And I think you're in our group, our Millionaires in Training group. We have an awesome Facebook group. And we've really, I've committed my life to helping people and families understand money and understand what they need to be doing.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So what got you into that mindset? Would you say that while you were in the farm, you decided you want something better for yourself and you went for it right away? Or did you read a certain book that got you to have a different mindset? So how did it come about?
Well, I think for a lot of people, depending on how far into a different mindset, like I just knew, I mean, growing up, I just knew that this wasn't going to be my life. I mean, not that growing up on the farm was a bad thing. My family, we're all fine. It just wasn't like the big thing I needed to do, right? I was always challenging the norms. If you ask my family, I mean, it's 7 years old. I'm challenging every norm, like from why do we eat breakfast? You know, at that time it was dinner and supper. Why was my mentality. So at 17, I attended my first workshop and was given the book Think and Grow Rich. And there I found kind of my home in thinking and began a whole path of personal development, financial literacy, studying millionaires, why so few people become millionaires. And it's very strategically planned. It's like the system isn't broke. It is highly, highly strategically designed that the rich get rich, the poor get poor. It's always been that way, this whole bullshit about the middle class and we're going to equalize it. No, we're not. You either are an entrepreneur, you're interested, and you want to, you know, contribute, or you want to sit on social welfare. So it's pretty divided. And this whole COVID thing, I shouldn't even get started, but it's completely the understructure of what's going on financially and politically. So,
Well, one of the things that I love about you, which by the way, I've got all of your books. I absolutely love it. One of them, I believe it's Yes Energy, where you were actually questioning why everybody does certain things. And I think that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Right. So they teach you go to school, get a job, get married. You've done the complete opposite. Well, you did go to school, but you decided to do things on your own. But also on your book, you talk about, people go to lunch at lunchtime because this is what everybody does. Right. Yeah. And I remember in the book, you're saying, okay, why I'm not hungry. Why eat at 12 o'clock? But it's because we're like, I guess, Pavlov dogs, right? They told us this is what you do and this is what everybody's doing. But that same mindset is what's stopping people from also becoming an entrepreneur as well, because they've only have one way of thinking. So what made you start questioning life and in terms of doing things differently, while everybody else around you probably are going at lunch at noon o'clock or are doing things systematically? So what made you want to just change the entire way of being?
I think at 17, the book did. And then I went and got a mentor who was actually a president of a local bank. Because again, studying money's housed in banks for the most part. So still, stayed in touch with him. Found Bob Proctor on a little bit more of the journey and did a lot of mindset work, but there wasn't the tactics of money, right? I mean, you and I know Bob and his work well. Great mindset work, but like, where do you bank? How do you do corporate structure? How do you do trust? Like, how does the money really work? And what's that structure is really critical. So I just began my own study. And as far as, the people around me, I'm pretty aggressive about not hanging out with people who aren't in this conversation. And I think, so many people have been told by so many gurus, you're the five, average of the 5 people that you spend time with. It is so critical. I mean, I don't know how, even during this whole COVID thing, people retreat back to this nest of weird, like, why are you with those same people who have absolutely no goals, no desire? All they do is make you wrong. I mean, even probably listening to your podcast, I have a podcast. I mean, doing anything that's to better themselves, even on health behaviors. I was an exercise physiologist for years before, in health, really mastered that as I moved over to the wealth world. And so many people just don't take that serious. And you're in your environment, and that support of your environment is going to make you or just like beat you up. And I think too many people don't take that seriously. They have courage and muscle to get through it, and you don't. So I'm very, very rigorous. And as somebody young, not only studying money, but then becoming a mentor very quickly. I mean, I've been mentoring and teaching since 1996-7. I mean, we were the first we were Rich Dad, Poor Dad's coaching company in 1996 and 7. So, I mean, we did do it, and we were teaching people, and 99 became a millionaire. I mean, we created a structure to it. And I remember having most of the people I spent time with were 20 years my senior, because most of my friends were, trying to get a job. I'm like, oh my God, get a job. It's like prison. So, go do what you want to do. And this whole joke, here's what I love about this. There's several things financially that I think COVID teaches a really strong lesson. to, especially, well, I'm going to say the American people, but this is relevant all over the world. We're at 38 million people unemployed. Uh-huh. And you say a job's safe and secure. Last I checked, us entrepreneurs out here are making it happen. So, and because you've been on my broadcast, I want people that are unemployed to stop and lean in, join my Millionaires in Training group, and have these choices to become an entrepreneur and learn to make money. So if and when your job comes back, make it a choice that you get to go back. You don't have to. You can make more money and have more certainty and security designing your own life. Mm-hmm. So I'm more than, you can tell, I get kind of ramped up and passionate about it as I teach it.
And which I love that. I absolutely love that. Now talk to us about, certain people that, they do have a corporate job and they do feel quote unquote secure. But what are your thoughts on teaching them that there is a new way to do things, which is to become an entrepreneur? But they could still keep their job, their full-time job. They could be, I remember reading a story about, not a story, but an interview between you and John Azarak. Yeah. And there was a story where Bob Proctor fired you because you were working full-time as an employee. And I guess he was trying to teach you a certain way to become an entrepreneur. So you actually also had to take the jump to do that. So share a little bit about this story. And what would you suggest to certain people right now that currently are working at a in a company, and in order for them to start something on the side, whether it's part-time or full-time, what would you suggest for somebody to make that jump to go from corporate?
Well, so I don't suggest. I mean, I think you know me well enough. This isn't a suggestion; it's the right. You just do it. So if you want to just have a corporate job, don't think you're going to get very, very wealthy. Right? You only have a fixed income, which means you can only put so much away. So when you become a millionaire, you've got to maximize your tax strategies. And this is worldwide principles. So you have to, if you want to keep your job, something has to be, in fact, do I have my book around here? Because I could give everybody listening to our podcast, Ruth, my Put More Cash in Your Pocketbook, which is, really becoming that 21st century lemonade stand. And some people say, well, I'm not going to just do that. It's a start. As if you are not very entrepreneur, you've got to learn to start making money somehow, some way. And it's got to, you're going to have to do something. And I always say the first business should be the easy business. It should be the simple one that you're going to be doing. So what being an entrepreneur allows you to do, well, here, I'm going to back up and just say it this way. Companies make money. I mean, I have the grid. I can show them the grid. This is what we're taught, and this is what the wealthy people do. We're not even taught the same things. So companies make money if you want to be wealthy, because that allows us deductions, corporate deductions, business trips, all sorts of ways that we get to operate in the world because we're entrepreneurs that you don't get to. We get to write off and deduct our cars. We get to write off podcasts. We get to write off marketing. We get to write off training, coaching, dry cleaning, hair, nails, you name it. If you're an employee, you don't get any of those benefits. So at least be both, minimum, and then work your way towards being a full-time entrepreneur if you really, really want to go for it. And as you make money, the biggest mistake, Ruth, that even entrepreneurs make is even when they get the entrepreneurial stuff right? And I can name a lot of my colleagues where they got the entrepreneurial stuff right, but they didn't do any investing. So they didn't put their money away. And you got to choose. I'm not a financial planner. I can't tell anybody what to do with their money, but I can give you some ideas. And it's off Wall Street. I mean, and I don't know if you have the Flip software yet, but at least that takes you out of the market. I mean, March 17 was the biggest market drop since 1929. So if you think stock market's the only way to play, you have a lot to learn about how wealthy people invest. Right now, real estate's amazing, private capital is amazing, private cannabis is amazing. Honestly, gas and oil, because the prices are so low, so you're going to buy low right now. As you know, I think you were in class with John, who's actually buying that Ford dealership for pennies on the dollar. There are so many businesses that are on sale, but if your head is down and you're and you're all about, collecting your unemployment stimulus and you think that's your plan, I'm clearly not your coach, because that's just not, to me, honestly, and you know how serious I'm about this. I think those are the most selfish people ever, because they have a gift, they have a talent, and they need to be doing something to contribute to this economy, not sitting on unemployment and a stimulus check because they don't have anything to do. It's hard now. It's true.
But it's true. And I believe that from your last training, which I was part of, which was a great event, by the way, the 3-day training, a minor in training. I had some people that were saying, okay, you know what, this sounds so great. And of course, while they are in the 3-day training, they're very excited. And then at the end, they get stuck. And you said all the time, okay, you know what, I don't have the money right away, or, you know what, I'm not sure yet what to do, how to get started. You know, it's multiple streams. There's way too many information. So let's say for you, if you had to start all over again, what would be the easiest, quickest way? And I guess I read your book, Put More Money in Your Pocket. That would be the first thing that you would say. But what would be the quickest thing or the fastest thing that you could do right now to make money?
Well, I'm going to say it not only to me, but to everybody. I was interviewed on a podcast earlier today, and that same very similar question was if I had to start from nothing, which I did. I started from nothing, and I built a lot of 6, 7, and even 8, one couple 9-figure businesses in my lifetime, and I've started them from nothing. So I don't believe you have to have money to make money. When you have money and you spend it right, it can create amazing growth. Like I've had periods where we had, you know, huge ad budgets to generate massive online traffic, to build to funnels, and, you know, have done all that, traveled all over the world, you know, teaching people from every continent but Antarctica. So I would ask, and same with those people that I'm kind of calling out, saying, you know, I actually know people in our community saying, yeah, I could get training now, but I'm making more on stimulus and unemployment. I'm like, yeah, but you have a gift and a talent. See, we all do. We all know something that we could train and teach other people. And right now in this online world, I can tell you there's a lot of teachers who need a lot of help. They're not doing right by our kids because they don't know how to teach online. I would love to teach a bunch of teachers how to teach online, and just teach in general. So I would teach, right? And I did that in the beginning. So at 17, I started, I did what I knew how to do. I was in the gym all the time. I was playing basketball. I started aerobics training and personal training, right? You do what you know how to do. That's easy for you. And then you learn to be an entrepreneur because that takes a little bit of time, right? What being an employee does is teach you how to have a job. Being an entrepreneur, you have to learn to market, which is get a lead. You have to build a database. You've got to sell stuff. You've got to learn to cash flow manage. Ideally, you put a lot of that away for other investments, so you start some passive income. But I mean, there's just so much to learn that you aren't taught in normal schools. And that's why I would say pick the easy thing. And that's why anyone listening to your podcast, Ruth, they can do anything. They can teach. Everybody knows something. I mean, I don't care if you're a welder. I mean, I've taken several welders, and they became metal welders, and then they started doing metal art. One guy has become a millionaire building those beautiful iron gates. And he started as a, you know, like in a union as a tradesman welder. And he's like, how can you help me? You can't help me. I'm like, oh, watch this. Right? Became a millionaire from a welder. I've had guys that are driving trucks say, how do you help me? Well, buy more trucks. They're like, well, I don't own the first truck. Let's figure out how you're going to finance your first truck. I mean, same with like limo car drivers too. I mean, if you really think about it, there's something that you all know that are watching this podcast that you can do. And that's how you start. And you start providing a service is your easiest, fastest way. Because if you had a product, right, you had to design this glass case, you had to design some lip stuff. I mean, inventions and products and inventory take capital, right? And you can't stand behind that as an excuse. So if you have a great product, then teach us first. Pre-sell, as you know, I love pre-sales and deposits. Pre-sell and deposit, and make the money to then put away, so you start getting some credit so you can actually go get some inventory and products. So I'm not against products, but it's a tougher way to start. Trading your brains, your experience, which is what your book is, by the way, you all need a book, is I think the simplest way to start. So if it was all gone, you can't take what's up here out. And that's what my encouragement to everybody, start doing something. You're a lawyer, teach us about whatever you're good at. Like if you're an IP lawyer, teach us about intellectual property. You don't have to make me a client, just educate us. So education across every vertical market is legal. I mean, a lot of lawyers and financial planners say, well, I have to have all these conflict checks and all this stuff. No, move every barrier and just serve another human's life. And ask for money. You don't do it for free, and you just begin. And then as you hang out with smart entrepreneurs, you're going to get way faster. So those are kind of the beginning steps, is do what you know, simple, easy.
So what are your thoughts about the importance of having a team? So let's say somebody right now, they want to get in. I'm like, okay, all I've got to do is put my knowledge into something. And they're trying to figure it out on their own. and just watching this webinar and trying to do everything on their own. What are your suggestions in regards to having the importance of having a team that is knowledgeable? And if somebody doesn't have the money right away, how can they get a team to be able to help them to grow their business?
You have to have a team. So you got to think, what are you really good at, right? So you strengthen your strengths and you hire your weaknesses. So again, I'm going to speak to a lot of women. The biggest mistake I see them make, and I've seen them make it through COVID in the last 2-3 months, is they all got together and they had the little girlfriend club again. They had their girlfriends get together. This isn't about girlfriends. This is about business women being business women doing deals together. So a team is critical. Like, I'm getting better at tech over the last couple of months, but not my thing. I mean, I went from off stage, total stage presenting, very little online, to we are all online. And thank God I had a great team. I have a great team. I mean, you've watched our virtual Meetup Marketplace, which we're doing another one in June. So I know you have your affiliate link. I want folks that are watching to come for $97. And you are a huge winner, Ruth, right? I mean, all of you can make money, and we're going to teach you how to make money. See, because you're not taught how to make money. You're taught how to get a job, and that's how you make money. No, as an entrepreneur, you learn how to make money. And we teach you this in a marketplace. And June 10, 11, 12 will be our next one. It's only $97. And I should say I guarantee you to make money. But Ruth, you saw some of those people at the end kind of chickening out, going, it's just so scary to sell. It's like, well, then stay broke. So you just got to be open to learn. And so what do I say about people that are doing stuff by themselves is, honestly, I feel sorry for them. I feel like they're just suffering. You don't need to struggle. Don't struggle to learn stuff. Like, somebody else knows it. Somebody else is amazing at it. So partner with them, joint venture with them, figure out how to get them on your team.
Actually, well, I've attended your event. My first event, I remember when I went to your event, it was actually I was very in that stage of mine. I flew from New York to I believe, Houston, Texas. And I remember you said in New York, don't worry, you're going to be able to make money in the next 3 days. I'm like, what is she talking about? And when I did go over there, I actually made $20,000. And I didn't, honestly, it was just out of my mind.
You have to say that again, because you were the one out of an entire audience from Bob Proctor's room that got on a plane. I mean, what were you? Was it like 3 days, 5 days? I mean, you were on a plane immediately taking action, and 20 grand in 3 days.
Yeah. So I was actually at an event. So I heard Loral speak. So she had a booth, not a booth, but a room. And I heard her speak. I wanted to learn more. And I came up to her, asked her questions. And then she says, just come. I'm Houston, Texas. I'm like, okay, we're in New York, but all right. And within 3 days, I flew over there. And the funny thing is that what I was selling at the time was recruiting and staffing. So I didn't feel like nobody in that room had were my potential clients. However, I was able to right away change my way of selling so that it could be more targeted to the audience within that particular room. So that was pretty amazing, because your thing teaches how to sell people right here, right now, change your techniques, right? And then sell. And so I actually came in, I got everything, got all your books, and it was actually a great event. And one of the things that I've learned was, and for women that are watching, is to be comfortable selling. That was one of the things that even now I'm still learning about the ATA, which we'll probably talk to people as to what that is, which is ask, tell, ask, because many people just talk. I'm one of those. I'm still working on that, but I'm always talking, but I don't really listen. I don't really ask questions. So can you let them know about what's the ask, tell, ask, and how, and honestly, being part of your event, I'm much more comfortable selling. Right. And I just sell naturally. So can you tell people more about what the ask, tell, ask is, and how can they make money coming to your event?
Well, so first of all, you have to come up with an offer. It's interesting is so many people say I want to make money. And so you need to be able to take money. So that's merchant service, Stripe, Square, PayPal, however you're going to make money, you've got to be able to receive the money into your bank account, number one. And then you got to come up with a compelling offer about what you're an expert in or what you're good at. Like you saw people doing stress management. Anita was doing astrology. There was a lot of, network marketing. There was a wine tasting. There was a chocolate tasting. And then there was more what I call sophisticated, offers, which are how do you evaluate like a Ford dealership, or how do you evaluate or do cash flow in real estate? So the levels were from beginners to very advanced. I mean, there was many multimillionaires there. And some of those that are there sometimes will look at the beginners and say, oh, I'm just too advanced. And I always say, sometimes your best audience are those who are really ready to learn. So the range was enormous, but I know how to teach that range. And you come up with an offer and you come up with a price. And we are going to teach you that. We're literally going to start on a Wednesday night, June 10th at 5 o'clock. And we're going to go through 5 o'clock, really maybe 7 o'clock, because I do this fun after hours party online. And we go through Friday. You have the weekend to perfect it. And then we come back on Monday and we tally and take results. And during that, once you have an offer, we teach you how to ask, tell, ask. So I've done every sales training possible, linguistics, NLP. And when you really get down to it, a lot of the sales techniques, they don't work, right? They're too much talk. Why am I great? Let me tell you everything about what I'm going to do for you or fix you. I mean, you saw some of that too, Ruth, from, people who had weight loss products to get healthy products, to get energy products, you name it. And the truth is, you're only going to match someone when you ask them what their needs are. All right. So I flipped sales on its side, 2002. I've been doing this for a long time. And you start with, my name is Loral. I'm a money expert. How could I help you? And then I just be quiet and listen. And if they say, well, I don't know, then I would say, well, some things that a lot of people want to know from me is, how do you get out of debt? How do you make money is what I'm known for. How do you become a millionaire is also what I'm known for. How do you begin looking at money rules and investing? How do you pick a team? So any of that interesting to you? And then I have the person talk to me. So I ask questions, they talk, and that goes on. That dialogue is for a while. Then once I kind of understand their needs, then I tell them how what I have and what I'm about can actually solve their problem. And so that I tell them how what they're asking for can be solved by my offer. And then I ask them for the close. So how do you want to pay? When do you want to start? Is it a credit card? Is it e-transfer? How do you want to make that happen? Let's get started today, tomorrow, whenever that day is. So the interactions can be very short. There's different kinds of sales. And now in that ask to last process, we're talking in the time period of what we're talking about, a pretty small, like 5 to 10 minute transaction, right? And we're talking 10, 20, 50, maybe 100, 200 bucks. If you're talking about 20, 30, 50,000, then you got to have more time and you got to build a different level of rapport and a depth of understanding. But I'm a huge fan of building a database and getting a lot of small ticket sales. Like I would rather be in a room with 1,000 people and get 1,000 people to pay me $10 than one person give me $1 million. Mm-hmm. I have a better business model. I have 1,000 people to sell to. If one person gives me $1 million, I got nothing. I have no business model. So I just think, employees just don't understand that. My son is just finishing his sophomore year, and getting into accounting, triple major actually, accounting, finance, and management. And I'll never forget his first business class. He's texting me just furious. He was just like, Mom, I'm not learning anything about what you teach, like nothing. I'm looking at the curriculum. It's not going to happen. I said, no, Logan, they're going to teach you to be an employee. He said, well, what the hell am I doing here? I said, you're going to find us employees. You're going to find us a lot of smart people to come back and run whatever we decide to create together. So even high-level private schools teach you to be an employee. So the whole conditioning, you just have to know that's what it is. And there's nothing bad about it. He's going to go back. He goes back this weekend. The NCAA's open up for athletes, which is super awesome. We're going to have a football season. Yay. We're huge sports fans.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We are back again?
Pardon?
It's open up back again, the football season?
Yeah. Yep. The colleges are bringing back their athletes starting this weekend. And doing the whole quarantine and blood testing. And it's pretty rigorous what they're doing. But the NCAA and the NFL are committed. It's the only sport that I've really heard is really aggressively bringing back their athletes. And maybe it's just because I'm in the know and I, got a son that's going to school. But yay. But my point is I'm a huge fan of education of any type. Right. And I didn't think my son would go get an MBA. He probably will, because, Ruth, I make fun of those massive bad attitudes. But, it is what it is. I want you all to be an entrepreneur. I don't care if you're a tiny entrepreneur. I don't care if you only make 100 grand as an entrepreneur. it'll create freedom for you and your family that you will never experience. And if COVID ever, well, first of all, we haven't walked out of it, but if it ever happens again, and 2008, 9, and 10 didn't teach you to become an entrepreneur, man, like I know you and I, Ruth, and all my key students, and I've got thousands of them, I promise you, we could get picked up, and don't you believe too, Ruth? We could all get picked up, put us in another continent, another speaking language, and we would all be fine.
It's true. It's true. And it's true because now you're pivoted. Well, first I wanted to mention that your son and I are in the same boat. Because I remember when I started learning 4 years ago when I joined in, I started learning the financial numbers and doing my homework in terms of seeing how things were prepared. And I remember asking my CFO at the time, how come this is not done? How come that is not done? And I ended up firing her. I'm like, wait a minute, she didn't understand the strategy that we were using, that I was learning. And I remember thinking that, okay, she's more of a school, that she learned this from school, so it's not her fault. So I'm like, okay, I have to find somebody that has the same mindset to be able to help me save those tax strategies, right? That's the whole purpose of being a business owner, right? So I definitely relate with your son when it comes to that. And also I wanted to mention from the COVID, so, your events are usually face-to-face. And within 3 days, you pivoted your business to an online 3-day event. That was the first time you've ever done that, right?
Yep. Well, we've done them before, but they weren't ever like the core strategy of the company. I mean, now every month we'll be doing these meetups in Marketplace. You've seen it. We know how to do it. We know how to fill the room. We know how to have different people there at all times. And we have done well for the client. We've done well for us as a company. In fact, we right-sized the company. I was very, very strict about what working for us meant to continue. So we did lose some people that decided to just, I didn't lay anybody off. I just said, these are the rules of engagement to continue. And we're very strict about it. And some people left, and it's fine. Because who we're left with is the committed. It's calm. It's simple. These are our new online stages, right? So from here, we want people to go and join our 3-day event. And then I still have my community, my big table. And we'll keep doing real estate tours and what I call asset tours. As soon as we break ground in one of our, a big cannabis project, we'll go out and see that project. See, once you have money, you need to put it somewhere. And what I find is there's so much focus on how to make money. And sometimes making money, becoming an entrepreneur seems like a hell of a lot of work. And let's be honest, you have to want it. And so I'm not gonna say it's work, but you gotta really have the passion for it. So I bring in the investing side, the asset side, the passive income side very quickly, as you know, Ruth. I bring it actually straight up. I say there's income and there's assets. And the faster you can get something making money so you can go shopping and buy assets that make passive income, the faster you're free. And I know I'm one of the few that have put those conversations together very quickly. So for every $100 you make, put it away, and then learn to invest. So there's a moment where you can say, you know what? I don't want to be an entrepreneur anymore. Or I just want to scale back. And a lot of people don't have that privilege because they spent all the money they made. Mm-hmm. So putting those together and really taking advantage of your tax benefits and really learning to build a portfolio of passive income is where the game is.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I love about one of your programs is that you actually go on site where people can actually see the real estate that they want to invest in that as well. I know you also have some cannabis as well. And I'm sure you have many different ways to invest, but you actually show people, they actually go in, see the establishment, you have it on tour, people could actually see where their money will be invested. I think it's very, very important. And I love the fact that you are very transparent as to, how the money is being invested. So that's amazing. That's good.
Yeah, and just so folks know, it's not my investment. Typically, it's not my projects. It's another student. So what's cool are student successes or sharing with other student successes. Like I can promise you when John turns this Ford dealership around, I want to go see it. I want, because I know what it's like today. And I love getting his report every day saying, we sold so many more trucks, so many more cars. So it's fun to see like a before and after. And, you can see it a little bit on Shark Tank, but you only see what the media wants you to see. Mm-hmm. Like I was on Dr. Phil. I know the game, right? TV's entertainment and it's totally exploited for entertainment value, and it loses a lot of education. And not that it loses truth, but there is some of it, right? I don't know if you saw my interview with Jordan Belfort, and I, really got down. I said, I want to know the truth. Wolf of Wall Street. How much is real? How much was fictitious for the entertainment value of the audience. And he was very clear in my podcast with him, what was real and what wasn't real. And I just, I like Shark Tank for the idea of being an entrepreneur, but then there's the how do you roll up your sleeves and get this done? And that's where I feel like, we've really carved in that niche to bring real life experiences to people. I had another client out of Ohio. You'll meet them. And they need people to help invest in their new residential assisted living facility. And it's like, so then, I'm coaching them on how to put that presentation together, how to present it to other people. And I said, it doesn't have to be people in our community. Go to a local RIA, go to a local investment groups, go to a local bank. I mean, money is everywhere right now, and it's looking for a home because it can't stand the market. Well, I shouldn't say it all can't stand it. It either loves it or it hates it, right? Because it's really pissed off. It went down 33%. So there's a lot of people looking for new opportunities. And, I'm on this huge campaign of, somebody owns all the businesses in your town. They're either going to make it through COVID or they're not. But you might have 20, 30, 50 grand. Why don't you be a partner of a local restaurant, a local bar, like I have a couple in Costa Rica and another one in the Cayman Islands. And there's this total dive bar, and they now have an opportunity to put some money in and be a partner in a total dive bar. It's called the dive bar because it's a dive shop and a bar. And it's their dream to be able to do that. So there's so many opportunities when you pay attention and you have a team. If you're out there by yourself, Ruth, I feel sorry for people that think being by themselves is a great way to play. I just think it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the good things that I found. I actually had one more call today, and actually had one of the things about being part of a community is that you only meet people that are helping you to grow, and you create friendship and everything else. And even today, actually, after the last event was 2 weeks ago, I'm still in connection with new people. So it's a great environment to be in. So people now, if people want to register for your event, so what is the date? Who is it for? Who is it not for? And what will they see? What will they see when they're part of your 3-day event?
So we call it a virtual meetup marketplace. It was just a fast name, and we're sticking with it because it is a meetup, because we're going to meet up a lot of people from around the world, and it's a marketplace, which means you're going to make money. So it's for people who want to learn to make money. It's from beginners to advanced. And we do, as you know, we move you into a central room, and I teach for 10 hours in 2 days. So there's a Wednesday night. There's 3 sessions during Thursday with marketplace technology in between, and then a Friday. And then we set you free, and we come back on the Monday. Now we do have a wrap up. And so I'm teaching in a central room, and then we break you into groups. So those of you that are more advanced will have conversations with more advanced people. And what's been amazing is some of our most advanced multimillionaires and millionaires, as you see in the after hours, have come out and just said, I want to contribute. I want to help these new folks learn just the power and the freedom of making money, and then what they can do with their money because what's going to happen once you get the making money down, you're going to have some free time. So then you get to look over here and say, now it's time for me to start learning maybe a little bit about real estate, or where to put your money, or what your money rules are. So it's a really rich environment for learning. And who it's not for are lazy people who don't want to make money. Like, if you'd rather sit on welfare and your stimulus check and thank God and hope that you're just going to make it, good luck. We're not for you. We're from, bring your teenage, bring your kids. I'm a huge family environment. I have a 13-year-old daughter, 20-year-old son. I have a stepdaughter that's 14 and 18. So, we're a huge family environment. So bring the kids. Sometimes they'll make more money. We have kids making money on TikTok. So we carve the kids out. We carve the multimillionaires. So it's just a rich environment of making money. So our whole strategy is a marketplace for you to make money. And it starts Wednesday, June 10th. And it goes till really the 12th. We're completed, but we'll lean over until that Monday just to tally everybody. And if you can't do that, we just set dates, Ruth, for July 15th, 16th, 17th will be our next marketplace. And it's looking like we might do another one in August, and then we'll probably keep this every month. I do need to come back out, live, because we've got some live ticket holders who are like, I can't wait to see you. But, I'm very open about this environment right now. And I said, when you're willing to fly, I'm willing to show up. So we're looking at August or September probably for folks to come out. Canada's being really, really tight, really tight. My husband, we're having a hell of a time. I'm shocked of a country that has not a lot of impact compared to other countries, how tight they've locked down their borders and their restrictions. it's amazing. But it is what it is. So when people can get here, we will be here to help and support them. So it's exciting. And when you come and you play full out, we're doing really extra special bonuses, as you know. When I say play full out, there's kind of a list of criteria. And those of you that want to sign up, you'll go to the millionairemakerstore.com, and right at the top is a $97 ticket, and you can buy a ticket. You can bring a friend. That's for you and a friend, and bring your kids. Those of you that play successfully will get tickets to our real estate tour in Boise, Idaho in August. So we give a lot. We're giving tons and tons. We just want people to play. It's so heartbreaking, Ruth, to watch people struggle by choice. And when I say by choice, is because they don't know there's another choice, right? Mm-hmm. They're in an environment, in a family environment, in a friend environment, that everybody's holding them down and thinking that, being unemployed and getting a stimulus check and making more than your job is a cool thing. Sorry, God gave you amazing gifts. It's time to help the economy out and do something. So it's not for the lazy or the disheartened. Like, you want to learn, we'll take you.
Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate because sorry about that. It's by the way, congratulations on your book. You have a new book, which is the Millionaire Kids, I believe, How to Create Millionaire Kids.
Yeah. So Kyle Beckman was a client of mine. Mm-hmm. He came to me as a millionaire, retired Air Force lieutenant and Air Force fighter pilot, beautiful wife, family. He made his kids millionaires traveling around the world, mostly in Europe. And did it very differently than I did. And so when he joined our community and learned all these strategies, he's like, oh, this is very different. So you met Kyle now. And what's great is, very traditional, he and Tracy got married, been married for probably, I don't even know how long. But you watch a very traditional 2.2 kids in the white picket fence and how they did it very, very, very strategically. And then how I, as a single mom, did it in a very different way. I've been through a divorce, got married to a guy, got out of the country, you name it. I did nothing traditional in the way that I did it. And what we're going to do is we're not going to say his way or my way is right. These were our ways. And we're going to give you a variety of strategies as a parent to say, just pick a way. Pick somewhere between maybe Kyle and I. Maybe pick something that's, even more conservative than where Kyle was, or even more, I'm going to say, risky than I was. Just pick a path and get your kids involved in becoming really, really financially literate. They deserve it. We're in digital currencies here. There's ATMs in your backyard. There's 8 in our backyard. You take cash, you put it into a Bitcoin ATM, you log it to your blockchain account. This is real stuff, folks. If you think being an entrepreneur is like way out there, wait till you see what's coming. Mm-hmm. And COVID's just accelerated because, God forbid, we touch cash. I mean, you got to get smart about money and damn fast. If I would be so urgent if I was you about learning. And I don't know another place that teaches you the how-tos. And you see too, Ruth, I say for about every 8 or 9 students that join our online, we have the biggest staff on the internet. Like, we've got probably a one teacher staff for 8 of you that show up. So you have a lot of help. So don't think you're going to be buried in some 1,000-person summit and you get lost in the shuffle. You won't. If you care, we care, and we will be here. That was exciting. I love it. I'm so excited that we pivoted to this thing, and it works, and people love it, and it's happening all over the world. We got folks from Iceland, UK, South Africa, Dubai. We've had New Zealand on. Lots of Australians because we have a huge Australian database. So we don't care where you live. You have to tune in.
Mm-hmm. We're going to put the link below for people to have access to it. For sure, I'm going to be on the next event. I'm looking forward to. Unfortunately, I am in Canada right now, or else I would be at the event in Boise. But right now, as you mentioned, the borders are just, they're just being very, very, very careful.
But let's pray that by August you're free. So right now we're hearing that June 21st, they'll open it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to grab that plane ticket. Like, what's interesting,
I'll be there.
You can't even get a plane ticket right now because no one's flying. We're trying to get my husband back and forth because he has to check back in for his work visa and our marriage, our immigration process. And he has to cross the border. He doesn't have a choice. And I don't know how we're going to get him back.
Actually, some people were asking, so do you have any presence in Canada? Some people in Canada right now, and they're just wondering, okay, will this event also be a benefit to them? I could testify that, of course, it will be. But for those viewers that have never seen or been to your event, will this be a benefit to Canadians?
100%. I'm married. I would say I'm a Canarican. So, because I'm American, but I'm married a Canadian, 5 years now. And we have all of the resources that we have in the United States for you. Now, you don't have as many choices, corporations, taxes, GTS, you got all sorts of issues and things that we don't have. It doesn't matter. We have conquered them. I have a Canadian company. I teach for a lot of Canadians. I'm paid in Canadian dollars. When you pay us, you'll pay in the United States, US dollars. And when the borders open, I'm planning to come back up. I mean, I'm always up there. So Calgary is, Winnipeg is where Jason was born, and he and his girls are in Calgary, Alberta. We got married in Banff, and some of my best friends in Vancouver and Toronto. Mm-hmm. So we'll be back. You just got to let us in.
Beautiful. And what would you say, is there anything you want to give to the audience? So we have the put more money in your book, put money in your pocket. Yeah. And we're also going to have the link should they want to be part of the event coming up in June. Now, is there any one thing that you would say for people that are hesitant? They are at the, they're not sure whether it's for them. And right now it's only $97. So if everyone is asking what price it is, only $97. And I need to testify because again, I came from New York, flew over within 3 days, literally didn't have any plans, made $20,000 on the spot. And I was like, okay, totally blew my mind. Got a coach. So I got a coach. And the coach really, really helped me to restructure my business and to understand numbers. So I was able to do it with a much more clarity. And I'm back again. I've been traveling, and now that I'm back, I went back into your platform. Last 2 months, it's been my second time already, and I've made money already. I came into the event with making money already through my affiliated link. And also it's been 2-3 months now, and I still have people. I just hired somebody again today from your community to help me grow my business. So it's definitely something that's worth it. But I find that a lot of people, they're still scared or just, right now, let me just spend more time with my family. We still have more time. And you and I understand that, okay, do something right here, right now, because you don't know what's going to happen. But what would you tell those people that are like, you know what? Okay, it sounds good. Maybe next month, the following month. So not right now. What would you tell those individuals to get started, to look at it from an urgent perspective in terms of taking care of their finances, because you just don't know where the hell the world is going right now?
So a few more free things. I'm going to go back. So I'll give them put more cash in your pocket, and then I want to give them a couple grids. The one of how we're taught and what we're not taught. So I'm going to give us a couple short videos of extra content, so they really understand the perspective that and I think the heart that I teach from. And for those of you that wait, you always wait. It's why nothing's happening in your life. You need to be decided about changing your financial situation, not deciding, not thinking about it. Because here's the truth about money. From the day you walk on the planet to the day you walk off, you are touching money. You are spending it on fuel. You're spending it on the internet that you're watching this podcast. You're spending money, and you're completely unconscious or you're completely conscious. And that's your choice. My son, when we first started all this COVID and I said, we're going online, he said, Mom, you don't know how to go online. I said, we're going to figure it out very quickly, and I have a great team, and they're going to help me figure it out. And we did, and we do. Because I just say yes and figure things out. And he said, it's going to be sad is the amount of people that catch up on Netflix binges and spend $53, $54 on a combination pack of Hulu and Netflix, but don't get any financial literacy for $97, which once you learn what I'm going to teach you, I can't ever take it away. I will teach you to fish for the rest of your life. And you too can have the confidence. I mean, Ruth, you're one of thousands of us that you can put us in any continent and we'll make money like that. Mm-hmm. And to have that confidence, I don't even know what a job could do. I mean, your job could go away. It did go away. 38 million of you were sitting on unemployment, praying for a stimulus package. You all brilliant. Learn something, do something, be an entrepreneur, buy something in your community, be a partner. Maybe your auto body shop next door is going broke and it needs 20,000 just to stay afloat. Engage, be part of the creative solution instead of the taking consumer. Sorry. So I know I teach really harsh. I don't say, it's not harsh, it's true. And it just depends who you want to be when you walk through this. So that's what I would say to those of you that are standing around waiting. We're in 90 days. We're well into this. We've been all of March, all of April. We're broadcasting this at the end of May. It's time to begin. And the transition, the next 90 days, I think will be really pivotal. And then the next 6 months will be the biggest transition of wealth. So you either be ready or just, stay complaining, I guess.
And I just want to add, in terms of the wealth of knowledge for $97 that people are getting, it's absolutely amazing because I've learned, actually, I remember the last time with the last event, I've learned from not just restructuring the business again and again. For each country, you need to have a structure, business structure per country, right? So I have one in Canada and one for the US, but also things like marriage. How to plan your marriage in terms of the paperwork that takes place, or even the fact that kids are actually a corporation as well. There's so much tax benefit that you could get from having kids, as well as the system, how to systemize your business, right? So you got a wealth of information, 3 days. I don't mean to sell your 3 days, but yeah, I am selling it because you know what? It's really, really good service that you're providing. And I think honestly, more and more people should really go and start having conversation with money and being comfortable with money or being comfortable selling, right? And I know that you maybe struggle a lot because there's people within the community that still has a hard time selling because we're not taught that, right? So you're basically retraining people's mindset to be comfortable selling, to be comfortable asking for the sale, right? And I think that if you're going to sell anything, you need to be able to be part of this event and learn a few tricks and how to grow your business. So thank you so much, Loral, for having me. Any last minute thought that you would like to share with the audience?
When you get the book, read it. A lot of times you sign up for this stuff and then you forget about it. Read it, deeply engage. And what also happens when you sign up for the 97, I probably didn't tell you all the bonuses, you are going to get our fast cash coaching, which is another $400 product. And that those are my top two guys. Steve and Thomas teach that, who literally have been my GMs before, top marketers, and they're going to get you ready. So they do live calls every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday to prepare you to get ready. So the faster you sign up, the faster you can spend some hours with them and then get ready for June. The only way you do get to repeat, very similar to what Ruth's doing, is you become an affiliate and you bring 3 new people to the next event, and then you can keep going as many times as you want. So there are people, as you know, Ruth, there's about a handful of you guys that really, you brought 3 people to the event, and plus you made money on those people. That's what an affiliate does. But you're also broadening your community. Like, you're going to have so many amazing people that are, your community is going to get wealthier in a different mindset because you brought them here. And bring your family. And even if your family's stuck, that's probably what I say, kind of an end. If you say, well, my husband or my wife doesn't support me, you're spending money. So you're either arguing about it or you're secretly doing weird things with your money. Just stop. Like, money is it buys your food and water. It buys your life. So it's not the most important thing, but it has a hell of a lot of impact. And as we move to digital currency and the borders get neutralized because of it, let's just say in the future, just to give a quick future, and like soon, like this summer, like just say, Ruth, you have a certain kind of coin, and let's just use Bitcoin because everyone knows that one. In the future, very soon, if you had Bitcoin, you could buy my course with it. And you'll be able to buy courses. You're going to be able to transact. In London, you can go out to pubs and use your digital currency. It's real and it's here. And if you don't know the basics about money, you're getting into really interesting territory, thinking that you're going to even understand that, right? So it's time to learn, and do it for your kids if you can't do it for yourself.
Beautiful. So from Bitcoins to cannabis to real estate to oil and gas, you've got it all. You've got it all. So thank you so much, Loral. And which website can they find you? We will put a link for everyone to join the next marketplace. But what's the website if they want to find you and get more information from you?
So go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL, askloral.com, where you can ask a question, make a request. And it's the platform that I use for podcasts and interviews. And in there, you also join my Facebook groups called Millionaires in Training. My big corporate website, though, is called Integrated Wealth Systems. So you can always go there, and that has everything that we do, everything that we've been doing. And, even though we've shifted our branding from Live Out Loud still is our company, because you got to live out loud about money. You got to talk about it. You have to.
Live out loud means speak your truth, right?
Speak, yeah. And speak it into future truth. What do you want?
I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Thank
Well,
you.
Laurel, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Take care.
All right. Thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Rendezvous with Ruth podcast show. For more information to help you automate your life and your business, please visit www.ruthdorsainville.com. Remember, success is in your DNA.